Hi, this is Dr. Frye with a little one-on-one in the gym all by ourselves here at St. Francis University. As a new student, I want to welcome you to St. Francis. I want to sharpen your game for the biggest game of all so far in your life, college. Rarely in college or any other place in life, you get a fresh start, you have a clean slate. So let's talk about 6 or 7 things you can do now to prepare you for a career and a successful college career. There's always something about 7, the magical number 7. There's a guy named Dr. Miller wrote a study about the magical number 7. That we as human beings can only remember lists of up to 7 things, like the 7 dwarfs, the 7 digits of a telephone number, 7 days of the week. Anything over 7, our minds are inadequate containers of that information. So I'm only going to share 7 ideas with you as we begin our game of one-on-one, you and me in the gym, all by ourselves this afternoon. Some secrets of success. First of all, just like in basketball, you got to have a goal. This is the goal. Begin college with a goal. Have big goals, big dreams, big aspirations. But also you need to have short-term measurable objectives. So someday you want to be a CEO of a company, you want to be a medical doctor, dream big. You might become a $1 billion CEO, you might become the best medical doctor, the best school teacher, the best chemist. Dream big, but have short-term measurable objectives. For example, my first semester I want to go to all my classes. I want to get those 6 CESs completed by November 1st. I want to make the dean's list. I want to investigate and consider joining at least 3 clubs in my first month and have to get actually engaged with the college experience. Have big goals, have objectives. Short-term objectives, big goals, big dreams. So begin with a goal first. This is a goal. Have a goal. Next, 3 things. How do you pick a major? How do you pick a career? Well, you know, people make it complicated. Your guidance counselors, your grandparents, your mom, dad say you ought to be a doctor, you ought to be a teacher, you ought to be a businessman, an accountant, businesswoman, who knows? What you need to do in college is think about 3 things. I think of basically a Venn diagram. You know what a Venn diagram is? 3 circles that come together in one intersection where all the 3 circles overlap. Each circle, like a basketball, the sphere, represents one of the goals for selecting a career as well as a job. The first thing is to have a passion for what you do. There's 168 breathing hours per week. You're going to work about a quarter of the time. That's including waking and sleeping hours. So you got to love what you're going to do. Like, for example, I love basketball. I have a passion for basketball. As a teenager, I had 3 passions. I liked school. I was a bit of a school nerd. I love basketball, and I like business. At the age of 11, I started working in a small family business. So I had a passion. Find out what you love. Successful business people sometimes begin as an entrepreneur. They build a business on the foundation of a hobby, whatever you like to do. Think about this. If there's something you could do to earn money, anything you could do, you can earn money. What would you do? What would you do with your life? You want it to have meaning, something that is passionate. You don't want to do what someone else wants you to do. And then you're going to say, I want a job that makes a lot of money. Well, money by itself is pretty hollow. It's pretty shallow. You need to get something you really like. Have a passion for what you do. That's the first circle. First circle. Second circle is find something that you can do well. Knowledge, skills, and abilities. Now, one of the problems I had with basketball, I wasn't quite as good as I thought I was. I wanted to play in the NBA, National Basketball Association. But my high school team was #1 in the state, among the biggest schools in the state, Quad A. I couldn't make my basketball team, so I had to adjust my goals. That's one thing about life. Sometimes we have to change our goals. Ken Deichwald, a leading futurist, was on campus this year. He spoke to our student body. He said that the average 22 to 40-year-old, between the ages of 22 and 40 years of age, you'll change careers. Get this, not careers, jobs 10 times. Careers maybe 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times. So you don't know exactly what you need to know today to be able to do what you want to do tomorrow. So you need to think about what you're good at. Now, I don't want to offend my science faculty colleagues, my dear friends, folks like Dr. Takis or Dr. Z, but I was never very good at chemistry and biology. I wasn't wired for the sciences. So in college, I took some basic science classes because I wanted to have that knowledge, but I could never become a doctor or a PA. Sciences were not my thing. You got to find out what your thing is. You need to adjust your goals. For example, I wanted to be in the NBA. Well, I had to adjust my goals. I like business a lot, and I was good at business. I had to basically go 1 letter down the alphabet from the NBA to getting my MBA, Master's Degree in Business Administration. The third circle is the economic engine. You got to get something that provides a living, enough money to sustain the lifestyle that you become accustomed to. So you got to think about that. Now, the only thing is, you don't want to be shallow in terms of careers. You need a broad general education. You need to know about the Franciscan goals of higher education. You need to learn about ethics. St. Francis prepares you with 2 educations, one for living and another one for earning. So it is good to have a career. Your parents will like it if you get a career. Believe me, they'll love it. You can become self-sustaining in the future. But you need a general education for all the challenges in the future, because you don't know what you're going to do. Changing jobs 10 times from 22 to 40, careers 3 or 4 times. You don't know what you need to know today for tomorrow. So think about those 3 circles. Have a passion for what you do. Be good at what you do. Have a competency. Be world class at whatever you decide to do. And thirdly, basically provide enough economic engine to sustain a lifestyle. Where those 3 circles overlap, the intersection of those 3 circles is your career sweet spot. That's the only thing I can tell you about picking a major, picking a career. Listen to faculty members, go to career services, get help, but keep in mind, no one's going to be better at judging what your career should be than you. If you don't manage your own career, your own life in college, beyond college, someone else will. You need to make good choices. The last thing, I said there's 7 things. First, goals, passion for what you're going to do, competency, you got to be able to do it well. Thirdly, you got to think about how much money do I want to make in my lifetime. 3 more things. As a first-year student, 3 things, I think, 3 ingredients to success in college. First of all, in the beginning, good grades matter. The higher grade point average, the bigger the window of opportunity. So good grades matter. Be diligent, be engaged, go for help, get resources, whatever it takes to be successful. Good grades do matter. Secondly, get involved. Get involved in student government, the Dorothy Day Center, service in your community. If you play a sport, that's great. Become engaged, be an active part of the university community. And thirdly, get experience in what you think you want to do. Every day, every week, every month, every year, think about your career. And if you can do that, this little one-on-one session we have, and by the way, we got to start our game here. Okay, now think about this. If I make this basket, it's not your ball. If I miss the basket, it's my ball. My ball, my game, your game. Your game begins now. Are you ready? I hope so. I wish you a lot of success. Best wishes. Over and out. Frye in the gym, one-on-one with you. I hope you got game. I got game. You got game, right? Best wishes.